Essex's Retrofit is mega. Not as mega as Eldridge's Retrofit, but hey, Eldridge is also Eco Union, so this still works for her. Make Eco Union great again. Let's go over what the Retrofit changes. So the second slot goes from being a dive bomber only to any of the 3 major plane types, which is really good. And she also got some added efficiency and stats, and now she has the highest base aviation and reload of all rainbow carriers by quite a lot, by 51 aviation and 7 reload. And she also has 90 luck, so like she's just the queen of base stats now. For the old skills, you can go read them yourself in-game or on the database. Her first skill, the Valorous Avengers, the red skill got enhanced. It now launches 1 extra time at the start of the battle, and the parallel torpedoes are now slightly magnetic. Technically, they're as magnetic as the Ironblood service torpedoes, but they're quite fast, so in reality, they're not that good. And now the 10% damage bonus applies to all heavy armor, not just enemy battleships. She gains a cross-fleet barrage after 25 seconds, and she got a new skill, Start of a New Era, or whatever it's gonna be. So at the start of the battle, and every time Essex finishes loading, she will launch a barrage of 3 anti-air planes, which do no damage, just anti-air, and 2 rocket planes. These rocket planes are not really high damage, and I don't know if the rockets aim at the enemy or not. It might be a bug and they will aim probably, but wait and see. And again, at the start of the battle, and every time she finishes reloading, she gains 1 stack of 3% aviation, and this has the shared limit as the second skill, the yellow skill, is killing aircraft. So now instead of having to kill aircraft, she will just gain stacks every time she finishes loading. She will also provide a 10-second 8-hit shield for the main tank, and if the shield is broken within 8 seconds, will heal the main tank for 3% HP. This is the barrage for Valorous Avengers. The torpedoes now home in on enemies, but they're quite fast, so they will still miss a lot. And I would put these at 50% hit rate now, up from 33% against a single boss. So overall, the Retrofit gives Essex over 50% more DPS, and now she can mob and boss. Her single target DPS is among the highest of all carriers, but she has no fleet damage debuffs or buffs. So she's also going to be a top 3 support carrier in Chapter 15 because she can equip 2 fighters, or 6 fighters total, and that'll be worse than Fritz and better than Nakhimov, and I don't know about Hwaja, too lazy to calculate. She will have some notable pairings and boss fleets, but she can also go solo like without any special pairings because she can easily 4-strike in Meta Showdown without Yorkie's help because of her really high reload stat. There is the classical Kearsarge Yorktown 2 and Enterprise Implacable or Fritz, and now Essex will kick those and then like just go pure raw damage instead of having a slow or freeze. But if the boss is like actually super hyperactive, then maybe they'll still need Implacable. Essex can also go with Soyuz Nakhimov for heavy, but Amagi will remain slightly better than Essex due to her fleet-wide buffs, as well as Sakura Empire torpedoes. For medium, Essex won't have a lot of use because Fritz is just better than Essex there, and there's also Soyuz Nakhimov, and also Lion, Biz, Mech, etc. And we should remember that the BBs are actually good against light now. Like there's Lion, Biz, and then a bunch of other options for the last slot. So we won't always be using Kier, Yorkie, Essex for light. Personal damage wise, this is all solo with their skill conditions activated. But for example, Essex Retrofit is not being buffed by Yorktown, but she has competitive light DPS. Her medium is only below Fritz, and her heavy is the highest of all of these, although Amagi will be slightly higher than Essex. But we do have to remember that Fritz does give the whole fleet an 8% damage buff. So overall, in a solo context, I would put Essex below Fritz, but better than Yorktown 2. For how worth Essex is, at least do the event because it's free, and for new players, then you should retrofit Essex after Unicorn and Portland, and probably before San Diego, because having a really strong boss unit for Operation Siren, for example, I think would be more useful than San Diego, who's for late campaign, and you can just sit in Chapter 12 and farm stuff without San Diego. For endgame players, I expect Essex will be used at least sometimes, although she's not as universal as Lion, Eldridge, Trafalgar, and all those other rainbows. This is example gear, because with Oath and high tech, high reload tech, she can easily fit in 4 strikes in Meta Showdown, which is 80 seconds. So this would be if she's going solo, and the second one would be if she's being buffed by Yorktown. Third is just LA9 spam for medium. This won't get 4 strikes, but it's okay. And then for heavy, there's an option of 4 strikes or 3 strikes. For the 5 new ships, For EN Anniversary, unfortunately, I don't have time to put them on the tier list until like next week. So there also won't be a video, at least until next week. PR7 Fate Sim review as well.